Yeah, so today we're going to talk about leadership. My name is John Kind. I'm the founder of John Kind Studios LLC. We're a full service creative production company, and we spread ideas for positivity and inspiration. So today's topic on leadership, I want to start by talking about the difference between being a leader and being a boss, because I think that helps define what leadership is first. So let's begin there. All my videos and the way I talk is free form. I go off the cuff. So with leadership, we have people who know how to use resources, people who know how to figure out and assess other people's needs and wants. And then we got bosses, people who don't exactly do what leaders do. They're not trying to exactly figure out what's best for the team or what's best for the company. They're more operating on a system. They're more of operating on a machine type of thing, not necessarily like a more outcome. They're not focused on the outcome. Usually you find bosses focused on profit, things like that, or dominance, status, control. And we're all made different. We're all meant to play different roles. And for me, I was always told I was a leader, but I didn't believe it because I was bullied a lot. I went through a lot of trauma in my childhood. A lot of people who I trusted betrayed me, lied on me, cheated, so many different things that it made me think, well, maybe if I was better, this wouldn't happen to me. Maybe if I was smarter, maybe if I was clever, or I did a lot of self-blaming. And it wasn't just because I thought it was cool or I wanted attention. It was something that was trained and instilled into me, was to always put others ahead of myself. You know, it's just the dynamic I grew up in, but I learned to outlive it. I learned to outgrow it. And so that's why I'm encouraging everybody else who are interested to be a leader, to be your own leader. Start there. That's what I had to do. I had to let myself know, give myself permission to do certain things, but not on my own. I've gotten support. I've always prayed to God to put the right people in my life. And when I did that, it was like a lot of people would fall to the wayside. I thought I was doing something wrong. They was throwing accusations, saying I'm a bad man, I'm a bad partner, I'm a bad lover, I'm bad, all that, right? But then they would still come to me wanting my help. So I didn't understand what was going on. They would say, you're a leader. So there's another aspect of being a leader where if you don't recognize your leadership, people who are manipulative will. They will use you as a cat's paw, which pretty much is a way of saying they will use you as an instrument to get what they want because they don't have the skills or the capacity or the energy you got. So they'll try to pretend to be your friend, to be your lover, to be your family, whatever it takes so that they can survive and live another day. But if you're one of those self-sufficient people who never really needed that, you've always figured out it yourself, like me, myself, I've always been a hustler since a kid, you know, helping old ladies with their bags so I could get a couple of dollars or coins, whatever they had, helping clean up people's yards, volunteering at shops to clean up their shop or whatever, for whatever money they would be willing to give me at the end of the day. But that's how I understood things. Even LimeWire days, I used to burn CDs for my middle school peers, and whatever they wanted on their mixtape, 50 Cent, Soldier Boy, whatever, I would put it all on the list and selling it to them for $5. I would use that money to go back to Walgreens and buy more blank CDs and just constantly print those. Going through all of that, I was still being abused. My father was still telling me I'm too short, my head's too big, I'm not gonna go nowhere, he's smarter than me, he don't make the dumbest decisions I make, and all those things were repeating in my head. So when teachers would tell me, John, you're a leader, or you're this and that, it used to make me so enraged because it didn't line up with what was going on in my reality. So when they saw me act out, they was thinking like, dang, John could be a better student if he was just stop enjoying being this way. And I just wanted to say that a lot of teachers aren't good leaders. Some are, some know how to do it, but some are in it for their own prestige. They have high insecurity issues. They don't know how to help other people. So rather than moving forward with their life, they're like, let me see what someone doesn't know and let me live in that space so I can feel like I have purpose. For me, I love not knowing and I love love knowing. I don't have a preference for either. When I do know, I feel empowered. When I don't know, I still feel empowered, because guess what? Now I got a whole journey to learn things and tinker around and figure out. That's what my abusers hated about me, is that I'm a tinkerer person. You can't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Eventually, I'm going to be like, that's some piss. I'm gonna figure it out. But some people who can't figure it out, I see them still stuck in the trauma, still stuck in the cycle. Doesn't matter how much money you got. You would be surprised how many people you respect, who you think are famous and rich and locally known, and I love to smoke with them, I love to drink with them, I love to party with them, but behind closed doors, they're smaller than you. So stop worshiping other people. You may not be Christian like how I am, or believe in Jesus, God, or anything, but just at least stop worshiping someone else who's just like you, who's made out of flesh and bones just like you. I've never been a worshiping person. People have lied on me, they have said different things, and all of it has just like fallen under the wayside, because I've been thinking like a leader. I've been operating as a leader. I've been focusing on my mission, on my vision, because no matter where I fall or how it is going, God has always guided me on this path to keep coming back and expressing myself, telling the truth. Even if it comes, a witch hunt, people don't like when you tell the truth. Keep that in mind. If you're a type of leader, figure out what type of leader are you. Are you a truth-telling leader, or do you go along to get along? Is that the type of leader you are? Because oftentimes people who follow behind you or want to fall behind you, they're going to meet the same fate, or sometimes even worse. So think about that. The next time you fall behind the next person because they got money, because they got status, because they got something you respect, think about your own biases. Think about being a human being first, and then work your way out from that place. Because I guarantee you, anything that has to do with unconditional love, radical acceptance, all that stuff, that's all leadership talk. That's all things that we need in our country. That's all things that we need in our world right now. We need more leaders. We need people who are going to get up and try and do something. Not someone who got a complete solution out the gate, but someone who is just willing to just say, hey, I'll crack at it. So that's the video for today. I'm keeping it short for today, but just keep yourself in mind that when you are building yourself as a leader, you are going to come against old things, people from your past. You're going to come across new things that seem like you've already been there before. But my greatest advice would say, stay authentic, stay the path, keep praying, keep cleansing your energy, keep focusing on reality, even when obstacles and things come around. Keep assessing reality if you struggle with it, because I battle mental health. I've been surviving PTSD since 8 years old, even probably before that, 4 years old. So I just feel for people out there in the world who may not be able to get the opportunities I got, or may not have gotten the wisdom that I've received. So I want you to know you're not alone. To the Johns out there that are like me, the kind tribes, the kinds in the world, you are not alone. And that's corny and cliche. You probably heard it 1,000 times, but it's going to mean something to you in your healing journey as you continue to grow. You will start to see, wait a minute, if I'm not alone and this person has gone through the same darkness as I have, and they came out on top, and they're telling me that they're better for it, that means that's going to happen to me. The inner voice may try to doubt you, but it doesn't even matter what your inner voice says, because it's not in control of reality. That's why I'm saying to just separate yourself from it, because the more you start to lead yourself towards your better self every day, every step of the day, it's like you're helping you, but you're helping the world. You're showing up better. And that's my wisdom for today. And if anybody needs any support or want to talk about their creative ideas, they can visit johnkindstudios.com. We do all kind of creative consultations for photography, videography, sound engineering. We got all kind of people on staff. We do things remote and in person. So we work with different price points. We work with artists and organizations. And yeah, we're excited, man. Like, we come from a deep background of creativity. We also teach. So if you're interested in learning about cameras, camera operations, microphones, signal flow, Pro Tools, mixing and mastering, or even freelancing or starting your own business like how I did, you could come to johnkindstudios.com.